The class today will talk about the part 2 of Heredity. It's grade 10 biology, part 2. Let's add some points regarding the heredity concept. So today we'll talk about what chromosomes are, genes, and DNA, their similarity and differences. So about all the chromosomes that are inherited from the parents carry all the information needed to make a new offspring, which means so all the informations that are inherited or the chromosomes that carry or inherit from parents carry all the informations needed to make a new offspring or a new individual. So the information is kept in the form of genes. Let's see, it might be the color of the eye, the color of the hair, or the heat of the organism, or the skin color of the organism is transferred from the parent to the offspring through a thread-like structures called chromosomes. So these chromosomes store the informations or kept the informations in the form of genes. So each gene as in is a small section of DNA. So the chromosomes are thread-like structures that are found in the nucleus, which are essential to transport or transfer genetic materials from the parent, the child, or to the offspring. So these information means that are the characteristics or the traits that we inherit from the parents are stored in the form of what? Genes. On the other hand, each gene is a small section of DNA, so genes are made up of a chemical called DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. So, life depends on the properties of this complicated chemical called DNA. So, the way how we look like, the way how our skin is organized, our hair structures, hair colors, the nose colors, the teeth arrangement, whatever characteristics or traits that we have are depend on this molecule called DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid. So a gene is a unit of hereditary material located on the chromosomes. So what's a gene? It is what? A unit of hereditary material located on the chromosomes. So this DNA is what? It is complicated chemical, which depends all life properties. So DNA is made up of two strands twisted together to make a spiral known as double helix. Look, this is a diagram of DNA. These are the two strands. Look, this part, just like a zip of a jacket, or look, this is one strand. The other strand begins here. Look, this one. Look, this one. Look at this one, the two strands. This one is the first strand, this is the second strand. So the DNA is made up of two strands twisted. Twisted means it's curved, just like, have you seen the curved structure? It is twisted spiral known as a double helix. So imagine a ladder. You know ladder? Ladder means it is a carpenter's equipment to up a wall or a roof. It is just like a ladder, has been twisted around, made up of lots of small molecules called nucleotides. This DNA is made up of a number of nucleotides. What's nucleotide? Let's clear the concept of nucleotides here. Nucleotide consists phosphate group. The phosphate group, you can refer this to as this diagram. Look, phosphate here, the phosphate group. Here is the phosphate group. Here is also the phosphate group. So the nucleotide consists the phosphate group. The sugar, which have you seen the sugar part here? The sugar part, it is pentose sugar actually. Pentose sugar, a sugar with 5 carbons, and also a base. Have you seen the base here? These are the base. These are the base. So the phosphate, the sugar group, and the base is what's found in what? The nucleotide. So in DNA, there are 4 different types of bases. As I told you, there are bases here. Look, this one base. The second, they are different in colors. One here, two here, third here, fourth here. Have you seen? There are 4 different types of colors to refer the 4 types of bases. So in DNA, there are 4 different types of bases. So the bases, what are the roles? The bases appear time after a time in different order. They differ in order, but always paired in the same way. That means the order might be different, but the pair is always the same. So the base link the 2 strands. The base link the strands of DNA. Look, the base here. Here is the base, which the base link the 2 strands. The 2 strands means this one is the one strand. The one strand. This is the other strand. This base serves the base. It is the base. It's a base. It's also base. It's also base. It's also base. So this is the role of the base is to twist or to link the 2 strands. And also look, this one is the one strand, as I told you before. This one also, as I told you, one strand of the nucleotide. So these strands are connected by what? Base pairs. Have you seen the base pairs? So the base link the 2 strands of DNA molecule together, and also genes are made up of a repeating pattern of DNA. So the genes are made up of a repeating pattern of base in the DNA. This is repeated. Have you seen this one? This the position is changed here, and also the other position comes here, here, the other position. So the repeating the arrangement by repeating the pattern, the base are rearranged or formed. The other points, the bases that make up of DNA are called adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. These are the 4 types of bases that are found in DNA or in nucleotide are known as adenine here, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. These are bases found in DNA. The 2 DNA strands are linked by these bases. As I told you before, the 2 strands that are the vertical lines are linked by the bases, and the pattern is adenine is always pairs with what? Thymine. Cytosine always pairs with what? Guanine. So the upright strands are made up of deoxyribose sugar and phosphate. The upright strand are made up of deoxyribose sugar and phosphate. Each base, sugar and the phosphate together form a nucleotide. So the base, the sugar, and the phosphate are jointly formed. It's known as a nucleotide. So nucleotide. What's the relationship between DNA and the nucleotide? DNA, therefore, is a polynucleotide chain. Poly means many or a lot. So DNA is therefore a polynucleotide means DNA is made up of a number of many nucleotides. That's why it's known as polynucleotide. So in the next class we'll talk about what mitosis is, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.